welcome back to the channel. So today what I want to do is a one brand tutorial using all e.l.f. products. Yay! So some of these items are things that I've had, some of them are things that I just recently picked up in the e.l.f. haul that just loaded earlier this week. So if you haven't checked that out, I'll definitely link it below and you can just see what else I got in this e.l.f. haul. So right now I don't have anything on my face. Unfortunately I don't have an e.l.f. primer, but I do have the mineral mist, so I'm going to use that to prime my face, and we'll go ahead and get started. It's a pretty simple look just using, like I said, all e.l.f. products, so let's get started. So like I said, I'm going to use the e.l.f. mineral mist. Okay, so then what I'm going to use on my face is I'm going to use their BB cream, and I got mine in the color... Oh, does it not say once you take the packaging off? Okay, well it doesn't say once you take the packaging. Oh, here it is. If you don't lose the cap. So it's in buff. What I'm also going to mix that with is some of the e.l.f. Shimmering Facial Whip. This one is in Golden Peach. So I'm going to use 1 squirt of the BB cream and some of this Shimmering Facial Whip here. Just give you an idea of what I'm doing. Now those shimmering facial whips are pretty sticky. I don't know why they're called a whip because they definitely don't feel like a whip. They just feel kind of sticky. Okay, and I'm going to use the e.l.f. large stipple brush. Okay, so that gives a nice light coverage. So if you do have any acne and stuff like that that you're going to have to cover, this is really not going to give you that kind of coverage. What I am going to do though is go ahead and use the e.l.f. Moisturizing Foundation Stick as well, just to add a little bit more coverage onto what I already have. Again, same thing, I'm just going to use the large stipple brush. Just going to take it like this right from the thing and just get some on there and just add it to like my T-zone and my forehead area where I just want a little more coverage. Let's go ahead and do my brows. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Brow Kit. I do have mine in dark. Alright, so I just went in the wax there. I'm going to go in with the powder. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Eyebrow Treat and Tame. Just going to use the brown side. The color that I got mine in was clear and then deep. This will help just keep your brows in place. Now this HD Lifting Concealer, the one I got was in light. This one is actually too dark for my skin tone. I can definitely make it work. It does blend out just fine. It's not going to brighten anything for me, so I'm not going to put too much around the under eye area. I'm just going to do a little bit more concealing there, and then like this little spot here that I have. I don't know if it's a age spot, sunspot, whatever it is, but I'm going to try and cover it up. So if you're definitely my skin tone or lighter, try and pick up the fair one. I think that is the lightest one that they have. Light is going to be too dark. It is very tan orange-ish. I also don't have an eye primer from e.l.f. So I'm just bringing a little bit of that concealer up onto the under eye area. And then I'm going to set it with the e.l.f. Eye Brightener, and the color is Buff. I'm just going to set that concealer on my eyes as well. So I'm going to use a e.l.f. HD cream blush. I'm going to use the color Headliner, just with the small e.l.f. stipple brush. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it on the back of my hand. You don't really need much with this, and I'm just going to kind of stipple it around a little bit first to get it on the brush, and then just kind of pat and then swirl. And you want to do your cream stuff before your powder stuff, so that's why I'm doing it now. The next thing I'm going to use is another e.l.f. Shimmering Facial Whip. This one is in Pink Lemonade. So I'm going to use that as like my highlight for this look, and I'm just going to use it right here. Same thing, back of the hand with that small e.l.f. stipple brush. Stipple brush. Same thing, I'm just going to dab it around. Now this stuff dries pretty quickly. Okay, great. Then I'm going to use a e.l.f. powder brush, and I'm going to use the translucent mattifying powder just to set everything that I've done, because I'm all done with my cream stuff. Is done. I'm going to use the same brush. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Cool Bronzer. And I'm just going to contour a little bit with this. The brush really works out nicely because it's got like this little edge here, so gets right in there. Just to add a little bit more glow to the contour area and to the bronzed up area, I'm going to use the contouring blush in bronzing powder. This one's in St. Lucia. I'm just going to use the bronzy part of that. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use the eyeshadow, mineral eyeshadow loose one in Enchanting. It's just a nice neutral brown. I use it quite often for any look that I'm going to be doing because it just blends really well, and it is one of the few matte shadows that e.l.f. had before they came out with that matte palette. So I'm just going to dust this into the crease. And you're not looking for a ton of color here. We're just looking for a transition between the color that I'm going to put all over the lid and just something to build upon. Alright, sorry guys, camera battery died. So where were we? Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I've got my crease color on. I'm going to put in the baked eyeshadow in Pixie, what I just picked up. And I'm just going to wet my brush with the mineral mist. And we're going to put that all over the lid. And don't be afraid to really work these and get them wet. That's what they're made for. Okay, so now that I've got that on my eyelid, I'm going to take a different brush just to blend it up into the crease a little bit. And I'm not going to wet this one, I'm just going to use it dry. So I'm done with that color. The next one I'm going to use is the Baked Eyeshadow in Burnt Plum. I'm going to use the Sigma E25 brush, and I'm just going to take that on the outer V just to deepen the look up, but just a little bit. I'm not going to wet this, it's just going to be dry. Okay, so I'm going to use that other brush again that I used for the lighter color. No additional product. I'm just wanting to make sure that everything's blended out. I'm going to take a pencil brush. I'm going to take the Burnt Plum color, again, not wet, and just taking it on the outer bottom part of my lashes, or under the lashes. Now, if you wanted to intensify it, you could definitely use it wet, but I do find with some of these colors, they work just as good when they're dry. So for my brow bone highlight, I'm going to use another mineral eyeshadow from e.l.f. This one is called Innocent. It is another matte one that they have. I really like this, and it actually has a lot of pigment to it for also going to use it as inner corner highlight. Okay, I was thinking I was going to do like a wing liner with this look, but I don't think I'm going to now. I am just going to, I think, line the inner waterline with just a brown eyeliner that I have from e.l.f. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so this one is their mineral eyeliner. It doesn't go on the best. The color is in coffee. It seems good enough when you put it on your hand, but it doesn't stay that well in the waterline, but I'm going to go ahead and use that. The next thing I'm going to use is the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Mascara. I did just recently get this in the haul, which again, I'll link below. I'm actually pretty pleased with this. It does do a really good job of separating and lengthening the lashes. It doesn't give them a lot of thickness, but it definitely separates them and gives them length, which I really enjoy. It's also great if you want to layer, because the brush on here does a really good job of separating. So if you want to use a different mascara first and then use this one. So it is a dry formula that I feel like you have to put several coats on for you actually really to see what it can do. Okay, so for the lips, I think I'm going to use the new matte lip color that I got in the haul as well. This one is called Dash of Pink, and then on top of it, I'm going to use the extra lip gloss in Brian. So it'll be sort of like a pink with almost a lighter pink over the top. We'll see if that looks good with this. Okay, so I lied. I think I'm going to use the extra lip gloss in Scott instead of in Brian because the touch of pink, in the name it says it's pink, but it's a little more pink than I want. So I want a little bit pink neutral, almost borderline peachy. So I think I'm going to use Scott, and that'll sort of neutralize it out a little bit. Alright, so that's the finished look. I'm going to finish it off just by spraying the mineral mist on my face one last time to just kind of dewy it up a little bit. Woo! Alright guys, thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed this one brand tutorial using all e.l.f. makeup to get this look right here. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it and want to see more one brand tutorials, especially from e.l.f. because I have lots of their products and I will go ahead and do that for you. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!